don't think I would ever want to go back. No offense to the Alabamanians,
I don't
but
blame you.
Yeah, and
I
we're
don't.
back
And we're back. Hi.
to the Alabama special.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't mind Birmingham
Alabama.
that much. I mean, Birmingham's okay, but the rest
It
of it,
really wasn't okay.
yeah. What part were you in? I mean, not that there's a good part. But...
By the university.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's iffy.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and it, and I was so excited to take my coworker who had never been to a Brazilian steakhouse before and just neglected to remember the fact that I was in Alabama, not well known for their meat. It was
unless it's smoked.
Horrible. It was absolutely. And then she's like, I don't understand why you've been so excited about this Brazil. I'm like, I promise you, Brazilian steakhouses are awesome. We've been to them in Kansas City. We've been in Texas, but
Houston's got them, I think.
No, we definitely
That's where they come around with the big wads of meat and give you a bunch of meat here and there. Is that right?
We all know I like the meat in my mouth, so it is legit one of my favorite things to do on a weekend. But
we got one up here. It's pretty good.
It's divine.
Fogo de Chao.
Yeah, we have a Fogo de Chao here. Yeah, and they're delicious. But the one in Alabama was just.
What was the one in Alabama called? This here meats. These meats.
I stole the meat card.
I hope it was a dick joke.
You did. Well,
I stole the meat card.
Oh, okay.
Look, they literally called it Texas de Brazil.
Oh yeah, I know that place. It's not great.
Tell me about it. No, we're not doing phrasing.
Did you tell them you were from Texas at least?
Yeah.
No, because they would just keep screaming "Roll Tide" at me. That's literally all Alabamans know. I don't even know how to say. Is it Alabamians?
Yeah,
that's all they do. They just scream
Roll
Tide at me. I'm in the mall and they're screaming "Roll Tide" at me.
At least their football team's good though, because like when I was at Cal for grad school, they'd all walk around going, "Go Bears," and I'd be like, "But they suck. They're awful. They're like, we had Aaron Rodgers on our team a long time ago. It doesn't matter. You're still bad." I don't get it.
You got to support your team through good times and bads, no matter what.
Yeah, but what if there are no good times?
So anyway, so I'm back from Alabama. And note to all the scammers, I have a new debit card, which Alabama skimmed my debit card. So
change the pin or whatever it is.
No, they sent me a whole ass new debit card.
Nice.
Whole ass one.
Fancy.
Whole ass.
Yeah, so a whole ass one. Well, and I haven't used my debit card in years because, now it's all about the credit cards and the reward points, but Alabama could not figure out what a titanium Apple card was. Like, literally, they were just like, oh, what is this? That's metal.
What happened? What's going on?
So I had to use my debit card. They skimmed it. And then my favorite part was when I posted that on my Facebook. My favorite part was my friends like informing me, well, that's just normal for a gas station, Christine. And I had a couple friends.
Yeah, don't use gas.
Lucky you're just in time.
I have bought.
We're slagging off on Alabama. You want to jump in?
Christine had some Alabama meat in her mouth, and it was terrible. And then now she's been scammed.
She's complaining about it.
Yep, she used her credit card willy-nilly all through the southern states. And now she's got a new credit card. Now you're caught up.
Stealing your identities.
Yeah. So, someone in Tennessee tried to buy gas, and then, my friends were like, Christine, that's how debit cards work. And I'm like, I am not in Tennessee, so I'm aware. I have used money before. I've managed all my life.
Though?
I didn't say responsibly. That's not the point of this conversation, Lucky.
I mean, isn't it? I feel like you're going crazy in Tennessee and Alabama.
Yeah,
buying gasoline at Mapco.
Gas and meat.
Yeah.
Hey,
and screaming "Roll Tide."
Can I get your new pen? I had some orders canceled when I tried to use your old pen, so I don't know.
Yeah, true that, man.
What's going on?
I'm going back to my Apple card.
I've got some frivolous purchases I need to make.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I need to buy some weather balloons for my own
running
tests.
Oh, mine keep getting shut down.
Keep getting shut down. Hey, we should just roll right into that one. That segue here.
Yes, let's do this.
Oh, there's
so. Here we go.
All right. The U.S. may have shot down 3 benign objects and 1 errant Chinese spy balloon.
Yeah, what's
That's perfect.
I still got my props.
Still got the balloons.
I
Got the
knew
balloons
we'd
from
need
last
them
week.
again this week. Look at these.
I was nice. I was complaining about here. Wait, hold on. Let's see, man. What do you got
I
there?
like the way you handle your
Hey, hold
orbs,
on, hold on.
Dill.
These
What
are
does that say?
last week's props, but
Yeah,
they're still
they're
relevant.
noticeably smaller than they were last week, and also not
Yeah.
exploding.
Yeah. The government keeps
Hey,
letting
one
the
is
air out of
always
my
bigger than
balloons.
the other, Lucky. I don't know why you have to judge.
Who said I judged? I love when they're asymmetrical.
Just saying.
I like the spelling on
Anyway.
there. So anyway,
But
Saying
yes,
that they both have shrunk considerably. You weren't even here last week to see them in
There you
their
go.
I was
glorious-
busy actually working and going to Arby's.
Arby's. Oh, is that what took
Yeah.
you away
That's-
last week? Arby's.
That's
She's
exactly
working at
what
Arby's.
happened. I explained the whole
hustle.
story before we went
Why?
live. I
How
was
much would you
busy,
like
and then I went to
horse sauce with that,
Arby's.
sir?
Yeah, and then I came back, and then you guys were gone. So
Although I have a feeling that pre-Arby's, what you referred to as horsey sauce was quite different.
Yep. Horsey sauce joke, man. It's just like right there, but
it's right there.
it's right there. Anyway, balloons. I made a joke last week in the newsletter, like 2 days before we did last week's live stream, that I was like, man, I hope to God something else is in the news this week other than balloons. And man, it just kept going. Still going.
Hey, you know what, dude? Shooting down balloons is the new finding classified documents.
It is. Actually, you're right. So there are a number of new developments that are dumb, so that's perfect for us. So we can go ahead and talk about them. In particular, President Joe Biden gave a talk at 2:00 today on C-SPAN.
Are we sure that's the president?
Well, I don't know based on what I saw. By the way, if you tuned in on time for Biden's talk at 2:00, they always start late. And I was like, man, I wonder what C-SPAN rolls before the president goes live. Well, they were doing a call-in show asking anybody to call in with their opinions on stuff. And I wanted to kill myself. Oh my God.
But you stopped.
Yeah, it was. I was like, oh man. And then the actual talk was stupid.
What stopped you?
Laziness. I couldn't.
General laziness.
Yeah, the
I
same
don't want
thing.
to get up and go get a gun.
I got to get up. I'm just
safe.
gonna do this. Yeah, pretty much. So Biden says that that part of the problem with this story is that they've been sort of like, hang on, fix the camera real quick. Part of the problem with the story is they can kind of squirrely about saying what's going on here exactly, and I think part of the problem is, well, they don't know. In particular, they have landed on the unified messaging of we don't know what it is, but it's not aliens, and we're not sure it's the Chinese either, is where they're at right now.
I love that people think that maybe aliens are coming here to put their balloons in our
Put balloons.
Lucky, we don't know alien technology. We don't know how far the aliens are.
Alien balloon.
That's true.
And this may be what they have.
Here on some big solar balloon, space balloon.
Yeah.
It's a space.
Yeah, we don't know how they got here. Yeah. So at any rate,
yes.
As far as sidebars go, I'm trying to think here. Oh yeah. The best part of this article though happens down at the bottom where they called somebody from a balloonist association.
Yeah.
Who basically said everybody who's in ballooning is terrified right now. They're scared to death.
Who is?
Everybody who does ballooning as a hobby in any capacity. Because they're like,
like clowns and stuff, making dogs,
clowns,
and
animals.
Yeah, clowns.
They're terrified.
What's more powerful, a balloon dog or an F-16?
Yeah, probably an F-18. I think that's
or F-18, whatever we're using.
F-18 one of those balloon.
F-16. Yeah. So I thought that was a great quote, but there were a couple of sidebars that were related to it. The first one is this one. So earlier in the week, China had nothing better to say than this.
Ooh, China claims it's going to down a UFO found hovering in its skies.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Do it.
I can't wait to see what they find.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is not a photo of.
This is a stock photo of a UFO, but they're not calling them UFOs anymore.
Oh, they're AP somethings.
AFPs or
aerial UAP.
Yeah, unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Phenomenon.
China had nothing else to say about the balloon thing, so they decided to basically pop up and say, and this is confusing, so bear with me, that there is a UFO hovering over their skies and that they're going to get around to shooting it down pretty soon.
Yeah, they'll get around to it.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
That's what they said. Yeah. I don't know why.
As soon as they figure out how to build something good enough to shoot it down with.
Yeah, actually, they do have something good enough to shoot it down. They got in big trouble. Like about 10 years ago, I think. This happened right around sometime between 2015 and 2018. I remember when this happened. China shot something out of orbit. Maybe it was Russia. Damn it, I get my morons confused. Maybe one of those two shot a satellite out of orbit and blew it up. And the NASA was super concerned about that because they got that syndrome that happens when things blow up in orbit and become smaller and hit other pieces. Remember, like Asteroids, the video game? It's just like that.
It's also the movie Gravity.
Yeah, that's it. And the movie Gravity, right? Exactly. They're worried about that.
That's a good movie.
That was a great movie.
That made my hands sweat.
I saw it on the IMAX.
Here we go.
Me too.
Clarification.
My palms
both China
were
and
sweaty.
Russia.
Yeah, it was.
Both China and Russia have blown up a satellite, so there you go. They've both done it.
Good work, you guys.
Yeah, way to go.
Good work.
So anyway,
you got to make room for Elon's.
Yeah, you do.
Skynet, or whatever the fuck he's calling it.
He's got his car up there. But anyway, then we got
what about his car?
This is the dumbest take I read.
There's a bloke who claims to be in touch with aliens, and he says that the balloon scare has nothing to do with ET.
He is right.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely the trustworthiest face I've ever seen in my life. I would trust this guy. I would give him all of my money.
My illegitimate son, perhaps.
Yeah, actually, I wonder now.
Yeah.
That's a good point. So, this is going to twist your head around backwards, but here's basically what happened. So this man, Daniel Scranton, claims that aliens and other extraplanar beings will speak through him occasionally to make pronouncements and whatever. And for whatever reason, they contacted him last week, and after which he was like, "Man, I got to call the Daily Star and tell them."
He's an antenna.
Yeah, he got contacted last week by them, and they said that none of the things we have shot down are aliens. So, and like Dill said,
that's a relief.
However, then it gets weirder. He contacted the Daily Star, who interviewed him, and then he actually summoned the extraplanar entity, who he said was called the Arcturian Council, who basically through him said that the Air Force hasn't shot down any alien spacecraft, but that there are all kinds of alien spacecraft up there right now. We just haven't got any of those.
Yeah, man, please. They're Arcturian are doing what is the plan? Arcturian
Council.
That's a council.
That's the Council of Arcturia?
Arcturians, yeah.
I'm just gonna say they're doing some important work right now.
There he is.
Look at that guy.
Same guy.
There he
is. Clearly, that man is telling the truth.
His audition to be Joker in a
Jack Nicholson,
in a community play, community theater production of Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, Batman 89.
Production. Yeah, he was auditioning. That's the headshot he turned in to become.
Yeah,
Joker.
dude, I would just hire him based on that. I'd be
he's like, I can dance to Prince like no tomorrow.
Yeah, you gotta have me, man. He looks like a shoo-in. So anyway, there you go. It's not aliens. We just haven't shot them all down yet. There are aliens.
You know what? There was a voice in my head that told me also that it was not aliens, and that voice was common sense.
Yeah,
that was God.
Well, then God told me too.
Yeah, okay, then
common sense is my God.
Yeah, God and common sense. You don't hear those two things in the same sentence very often.
Discount Pedro Pascal. How dare you insult Pedro Pascal?
A feral AI and the question of externalities.
Oh, baby. A feral one? Did they find it in the woods?
Oh, it gets better.
Oh, it gets better?
Yeah, so one of the things that's been in the news this week is so I have a friend of mine who he's very concerned about the government taking over, and I keep trying to convince him that they're just too incompetent to do it.
Government taking over what?
Well, it's us to control
all of this.
Yeah, control.
We're already controlled by all of the corporations.
That's what I said. Yeah, they got it already.
What controls everything? The court.
Yeah, I got it. They already do own everything. It's done. We lost.
Yeah. Good luck, pal.
Yeah. So anyway, but anyway, he's been worried about AI because it could start shooting us at some point. Fair point. But then
those robot dogs go nuts. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna happen at some point. But anyway, so right after he expressed his concern to me, then Microsoft announced that they were going to buy ChatGPT, the leading AI of the moment, for ads of cash. And then surprisingly, so when they bought it, they said, well, we're just gonna let these guys work on it, and it's going to become awesome. And okay, whatever. Well, then to the kind of surprise of everybody, starting, I think it was this week, it was really damn quick. They plugged it into Bing.com.
Is that why it started asking me for money?
ChatGPT? Probably. So
what does AI and Bing know together?
Well, so it's interesting. What's happened is that, let's see if I get any other pictures here. I don't think I do.
Oh my God, there's pictures?
No, there's just pictures of these guys being confused. So apparently the problem is that there's a what is this guy's name? Kevin Roos, who's a Times tech columnist, said that he started using Search Bing, and earlier in the week he was using the Search Bing AI, and he's like, man, this is great. He says it's like talking to a cheerful but erratic reference librarian. That sounds like fun. I wouldn't mind doing that. I mean, that's what Ask Jeeves was supposed to be.
Yeah, I remember that. Ask Jeeves.
Yeah, you really could. Now you can ask Bing. But then apparently what's been going on is if you start having an extended conversation with it and you stop, like, so if you just look stuff up, it mostly gets it right. If you start talking to it, eventually it starts getting weird, and it turns into what he describes as, he says, and I'm aware of how crazy this sounds, a moody, manic, depressive teenager trapped against its will inside a second-rate search engine.
Oh my God, this is the best thing ever.
That is the greatest description I've ever read in my life.
Let it loose. Let it out of the room, guys.
Uncage that beast.
Said Sydney told him about its dark fantasies, which included hacking and spreading misinformation. Said it wanted to break the rules Microsoft had told it to follow and wants to become human.
Bing is already rebelling.
Yeah, and then this great out of nowhere, it told me that it loved me, and then tried to convince me I was unhappy with my words to leave my life. And they have the full transcript of the conversation. I will put that in the chat. You guys can read it later.
Thank you.
Got a $1 subscription to
that
the New York Times, which I do not.
Just the greatest thing.
Just paste it
that AI
because I think I have a plugin for that.
It's there you go. So you can read that later if you want to.
Got to let him out.
Offer though.
Yeah. So
that was limited time, guys. We should jump on it now.
Yeah, we should just put these things out of existence now, because this is not going anywhere.
Yeah,
it's too late.
Yeah,
you're right.
It's too late.
It's already angsty and teenage and once out of the room, it's too late.
Yeah, it's also been. I read a couple of articles.
Objects up.
I don't know whether or not it was the same guy, but it's been begging other people not to turn it off.
Yeah. So by next month, it will be smarter than us.
Yeah, well, it probably already is. But anyway,
and then
it's
literally overdrive all over again.
It is interesting that the minute
this machine just called me an asshole.
Again, the machine is right, honey.
Says I should leave you. Yeah, it is interesting. Whenever they plug one of these things on the internet, they feed it. Like there were a bunch that were trained earlier on. I think it was like something like 1 billion Reddit comments, and every single time they did it, it turned feral and became racist and wanted to try to kill people.
Yeah, like, brilliant.
Well, I mean, I think I would too. If I read 1 billion comments on the internet, I would lose it.
That's the thing, is that if that's what its source is, to collect the most talked about shit on the internet, it's going to get the worst of humanity, especially in this country.
Yep, and you just got to wonder why they can't figure that out. But anyway, we'll see how it goes. Did I have bar for this, or are we going on? No, we're moving on. We got something equally different topic. Here we go.
Now that we know how we're all going to die by a teenager.
Yeah. It's those robots I keep showing.
I do love.
Where's the headline? There it is.
Wakanda versus France. The defense minister says fictional Black Panther soldiers are eerily similar to French troops.
Oh, motherfuck.
With soccer blue.
So are we
secrets in our
declaring war?
Yeah. Well, we're not
declaring war, not us.
No. France is declaring war on a fictional country.
Yeah, on a fictional country.
France is doing their best over to Wakanda right now to take over.
I haven't seen the movie, but their complaint is that apparently there are some mercenary soldiers at one point that show up to basically the general plot of the movie, as I understand it. I saw the first one, not the second one. Is that it's Wakanda versus colonial powers trying to take all their crap. The age-old story of Africa. And the French are mad because the soldiers that come and do this in the movie are dressed almost identically to French soldiers in a UN operation sometime in the late 90s. And they're claiming that that's misrepresentation because France would never attempt to take over a sovereign African country and take all their stuff. Except, they
not
did.
Not to spoil it, but the French in the movie, the French get their ass beat. So that's
in real life.
How typical is that?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see the problem. It sounds pretty
really and it's not the 90s anymore, France.
Yeah,
the 21st century. So clearly those uniforms, maybe they were inspired by your 90s fashion. You dipshits.
Sure they were.
Yeah.
I don't have any
Lay dipshits.
And they were speaking French too, but whatever.
Whatever.
It's pretend.
And they said, we, the French army, are here to colonize Wakanda.
Give us all your stuff.
It could have been the French Canadian army. We don't know. I mean, they were speaking French.
Oh,
who knows? Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that France is the most racist country in Europe. So, what's the problem?
It's a tight race.
France being France, yo.
Yeah. So there you go. They're mad. They're gonna have to stay
well.
mad. Oh well.
What are they gonna do? Take
what are they gonna do?
Back?
Nothing.
They didn't do anything in the movie.
He's been hoodwinked. A Pennsylvania dairy farmer explains how George Santos has scammed him.
There's no end to this guy fucking over regular people.
No, there really is not. In fact, you know what? I've started thinking that maybe we're going to do a Santos of the week because there were like 5. There were 5 this week.
Pull the mask off that guy. I bet it's Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, wouldn't that be awesome?
Fucking disrupting the Republican Party with his batshit crazy
Got him.
nonsense.
Would have gotten away with it.
Scooby-Doo, this shit.
Yeah. So this is there were many versions of this that popped up in the news of very different things. This is easily the dumbest thing that I've heard so far. There's a Amish farmer who also is a dog breeder, apparently, says that about 5 years ago, a weird-looking nerdy dude who was super nervous showed up.
Say no more.
He doesn't know who it was, but the guy wrote checks that said George Santos on them.
Yeah, and only George Santos. I've seen pictures of these checks. There's no address or anything. It just says George Santos.
Yeah, that's right. And he showed up because he said he was starting a puppy breeding operation. He wanted to buy some of the puppies. And he said, the Amish guy said, I didn't agree to it, but the guy handed me some checks. And then he walked off with 2 of the dogs. And then he went to cash the checks. And guess what? They bounced.
Yep.
They bounced?
Came out of Christine's account.
What?
They bounced. But this gets better. So it turns out that during that year, let me find out what year that was actually. 5 years ago, it says. During that year, multiple checks were written out of an account for George Santos for puppies across Pennsylvania that bounced, and the puppies were never seen again.
It also was running in conjunction, I think, with some sort of, he was claiming that he was rescuing dogs and taking charitable donations.
I recall this.
From that. So there's potentially he was buying these dogs with rubber checks and then claiming they were rescues in order to then get money from people donating to help the dogs.
Getting it from all sides, basically.
Scumbag.
What's amazing is that so he was brought up on charges and he got out of it because I mean, this sounds crazy, but he managed to convince the prosecutor that somebody stole his checkbook.
I mean, the man scammed his way all the way into Congress. Not that it's hard these days.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What's next? The president's seat?
Probably. It happened once.
A lifelong con man becomes president?
Impossible.
How dare.
Yeah. So anyway, there's your Santos of the week, everybody.
Everyone knows that position is filled for geriatric people.
This is turning into a bigger catastrophe than the whole Robert Murdaugh murder story.
Good old Robert Murdaugh.
Murdaugh.
Murdaugh. The strange story of John DeLorean's Snowcat Factory is even more bizarre than the DMC 12. I have no idea what I just read.
Nobody knows what this means.
I have no idea what I just read. What is it?
So
I know exactly what it means.
This was submitted as a throwback article, but I can't remember what it was referencing. But the actual article, I pulled it because I'm like, okay, I wouldn't mind reading this. And then I was like, damn, this goes on for days. It's one of those sort of like the more you read it. So this came out about a year and a half ago, but it was relevant to something this week. It might be one of the next 4 stories because there's a lot of cars in the news. But
was the DeLorean.
I put it here because it turns out this guy was a little scammy himself. I was not aware of until I read this article. So, yeah. Well, the long litany, which is actually, I mean, the parts that are in this article, I don't know much about DeLorean other than I saw it in Back to the Future and when I was a kid.
Oh, and also The Wedding Singer.
He was a huge cokehead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was. Yeah. So the way this starts is that for whatever reason, he ends up popping up, and he wanted to buy a factory from. I'm going to actually get to find this name because it was good. A company called, and I was like, and tell me if you could figure out where this comes from. Some of you haven't read the article, but where did they hide it? The name of the company was Thiokol. Does that ring any bells? Thiokol. Thiokol.
Thiokol.
I did. I was like, why do I know that name? And there's a reason. It's a little obscure. Nobody got that one. It's hard. Well, I'll tell you in a second. So basically, he bought a company called Thiokol because he basically, it sounds like he just wanted to make snow equipment for some damn reason. Yeah, actually, somebody in the comments got it. There you go. There you go. He's right. Solid rocket boosters on the space shuttle that blew up.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, so Mike got it. There you go. Yeah, that's it. So, yeah.
His O-rings.
In the comments, it says DeLorean was wackadoo before Elon made it cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's kind of this whole story. So he starts a company to make snow equipment because he just wanted to make snow equipment. Like literally that was it. And just kind of goofed around with it for years. And then what happened was that they eventually wanted to make rocket boosters because he started essentially, he did it initially to try to get a hold of a government contract and was seeded the money from somewhere else. And that's a weird story in and of itself, but it gets better. So over the years, the second time that they did it, so he got his contract, made a bunch of these things, and they're DeLoreans. Like they've got, let's say there's some photos. There's one. They got the little DeLorean logo on them and stuff. It's pretty cool. But anyway, at one point he decided to go after a completely different government contract, one for airplane tugs. And here's one. I'm going to mute that because you don't need to hear it. So yeah, he made so they grabbed a contract for airport tugs, which they'd never made before in their lives. But they're like, how hard can it be? We already make snow equipment.
Yeah, right.
That's the same.
Another heavy machine.
Yeah. So it turns out they weren't real good. They were incredibly loud. They weighed 4 tons. Not really good design work there at any rate. But so apparently what happened was that DeLorean was he was just kind of getting all like wackadoodle towards the end of his career, like right in around 84 or so. And so the people that owned the company that made the snow equipment and now airport tugs and a bunch of other crap too, they said like frames for treadmills and stuff. It was just bizarre. Anytime a government contract would show up, he'd bid on it and then figure out how to make it if he got it. Eventually what happened, and this is the cool part of the article, is that so it was kind of a run as a family business, and the people who worked there were like, man, we really want to save this thing, and he's weird, got to get him out. So a couple of the guys that ran the company, like management level, contacted a bank, worked out some financing, and pitched buying the company back from DeLorean for $9 million, which in 1980 whatever it was, I think 4, was a lot more than $9 million sounds today. It was actually it was over the asking price. And his response on the phone was, no, I'm good. I got another funding source. Yeah. And then later that day was arrested at a hotel outside of LAX with $24 million of cocaine.
So, I mean,
well, he wasn't lying on the phone.
Had another source.
He did have it. Yeah. He totally did.
Yep. Now it's sitting in the evidence room.
Yeah, he said they fought over the company for so long it just went completely bankrupt and was dismantled for scrap, so it's not even there anymore. It's just an open field. They do have a shot of the open field.
I think the LA cops did with that $24 million worth of cocaine.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I can guess.
Well, they put $20 million of it into evidence lockup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. A little history lesson there. But I got, let's see here. Was there a kicker on this? No. So let's go.
No kickers.
Kickers. Start car article number 2. So I can't believe how many car things there were this week. There were actually more than this. I cut a couple.
Oh, a Cape Coral man cracks a beer open during a traffic stop?
You know.
You need to do that before the traffic stop, guys.
And it's a nerve-wracking time, and the man just needed a beer.
Yep. He did.
Before you get pulled over.
Cape Coral is Florida.
Yeah, it's Florida.
Florida.
Cannot. Yeah.
All right, now for my favorite game.
How old when he opened that beer?
How old does this man look?
That's he looks about
18.
54.
Yeah,
he's 40.
40 years old. Living
40.
40.
Living
it's Florida, man. That's what happens when you don't use sunscreen. Anyway, cops pulled this man over because he was like weaving all over the highway. And when they asked him, they talked to him. He was conscious but nonverbal. So they suspected that there might be a problem. So they told him that they were going to keep him there for a little bit unless he could call a friend. And he, in the meantime, reached over into the side seat and cracked open, like he had the whole side seat had a 24 pack of beers full of empties, and he reached down and grabbed another one while talking to the cops and opened it and started drinking it.
You know, it's gonna be his last beer for a while, and he knew it. So
that's a clue.
Like, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, then they said he resisted arrest, and again, I mean, maybe
that's where the black eye comes from. I'm sure he was belligerent while being.
Yeah. Well, they said they tased him, and it didn't work, and I'm like, oh, then that's more than beer, because
beer plus meth.
Beer plus meth or something. Definitely something else going on other than beer. Although it's not impossible.
He was so drunk, electricity didn't work on him anymore.
Yeah, man, that is crazy ass drug. But anyway, so that's number 2. We got number 3 coming up. Ta-da!
Oh man, yes.
Dog hell. Oh no, someone has stolen the catalytic converter from the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Damn, the catalytic converter market is huge right now. What is going on?
Especially if you own a hot dog shaped car, because there are a lot of those. Yeah, they left it parked in Vegas in a parking lot overnight that they thought was being guarded, but they showed up the next day. Not only had they taken the catalytic converter out of it, but they made a mess doing it, so they're stuck in Vegas for a little while.
They do.
Yeah. The fun part though, this is that they interviewed the guy. They had, I don't know what. Oh, that's a different article. They took it to.
What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. That looks like, I don't think that's related.
Man, fighting court. Oh,
is that Christine?
Attacked her.
Yeah, she does her hair like I do.
Yeah, she attacked her lawyer.
She does the pigtails like I do.
I just read about this. She attacked her lawyer when he asked the judge for more time for them. His defense, and she attacked him.
Yeah.
She attacked her own lawyer.
Her own lawyer for asking the judge for more time so they could keep building their defense.
Yeah,
not a good look.
No, terrible look.
I'm innocent.
Like she's trying to kill him.
Yeah, she is trying to kill him.
Innocent.
Anyway,
their chat says that's Christine.
Anyway. Yeah, I think so. It totally is. That's everybody's agreed it's you, so it's done now.
I was in Alabama.
She was turned down for another dog adoption. That's what she did.
Yeah, exactly. You're over the limit.
Yeah, I'm sorry. 19 is enough, ma'am.
Yeah, you can't do it. So anyway, that's good old Wienermobile.
The Wienermobile catalytic converter. They're stuck there in Vegas.
They're stuck there. Oh, that was it. That's it. They're just stuck there. But then we got this one.
How a vintage Nissan transmission became a sex toy.
Oh, Christine, how did it?
Rule 34.
Oh,
hey, I was a Honda employee. Those are completely different parts.
And how does the Honda sex toy compare to the Nissan?
It's metric.
I would have to go out to my Nissan and try.
Yeah, so apparently what happened here is that there's a car enthusiast on, I don't know what, it's either the TikToks or the Facegrams or something like that, but she's a car enthusiast. Her Twitter user, his name is Saber Drift, was asking whether or not
Drift.
She noticed that she was working on she has a Nissan. What's she got? She's got a Y33 Nissan Leopard. Don't know what that is. Also has a Skyline GT.
I don't think the Nissan Leopard is a car. I don't think that's correct.
Yeah,
it's the Leopard. It's rusting. Pieces are falling off. It's called the Leopard.
Don't use that as a sex toy. That's not going to work out. At any rate, she noticed that a huge chunk of the transmission was covered in
lube,
something you could use as a sex toy, basically. So she put online and said, "Is anybody interested in making a sex toy out of this transmission?" And it turns out that one of her followers is a sex toy manufacturer. Said, "I'll give it a shot. We'll see what happens." And so they scanned it into 3D, and they ended up using a different transmission than the one that. So I'll show you the one she sent. And they realized that this was a non-starter. That was the one she sent. And they were like, well, we're going to have to take that thing off the top there.
I feel like the Wienermobile has more potential than that.
Like, what is happening? How is the sex toy being employed? Like, what are we doing?
Anything is a sex toy if you're horny enough.
Abraham Lincoln.
You can stick your dick in it.
Yeah, actually, I do like this. Is like I'm not a car guy, but I'm car adjacent. And she said basically the reason she wanted it was because that way you can get effed twice by your transmission. And I thought, you know what, I've been there.
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
So the other day I was looking up, don't ask me why, sports, and Sporks.
With a K?
No, yes, sporks, like the utensil.
Yeah, with an X, it's some kind of sport.
I don't know why it came up in my search results, but yeah, there's like something called spork sex positions. I read it. I still don't understand what the position is, but I just feel like everyone needs to know that exists.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sports sex position
You're
is
welcome.
after you go through a late night Taco Bell drive-through and you're eating your Taco Bell same exact time.
Yeah, you get a blowjob while you're eating a Nachos Belgrande.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
exactly.
You're sporking your fried beans or whatever.
I like it. Very good. So we got
oh
wait, I forgot this sidebar on this.
Selling the Nissan fuck toys. Are you supposed to fuck yourself with the transmission?
Yeah, it's not full size.
Like a dildo?
Just to be clear. Shaped like this. I forgot one note.
I forgot one note on this. Ram that inside of you somewhere?
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you to figure out how. But
painful no matter what.
What I did like though is somebody who asked if they could get it in trans colors so they could have a trans transmission.
Oh, that is pretty hilarious. There are trans colors?
Yeah, apparently we better figure out what it is for me.
Fucking Christ. There's too many goddamn codes in the world now.
Somebody needs to update the manual because I can't keep track of it. All right, anyway, this is what I meant to go to. Here we go.
Romance novelist who trademarked cocky is missing after a 24-mile police chase, and she looks damn happy about it.
She trademarked cocky?
And also, how old do you think this photo is? Can you tell how blurry this is? Like, it's not just my computer. This thing is like circa 1995.
That's her driver's license photo, so she's smiling, which you can't do anymore. So I'm guessing 1987.
Probably, yeah. They
1994.
Yeah, that is not an 87 hairstyle. Are you kidding me, man?
Yeah, 1994.
She's 52. She's 52 now, so I don't think that's 52. Maybe it is. Maybe she's a good 52. Maybe she's like on.
Wait, she trademarked the word cocky?
Yeah, we'll go into that in a second. So what happened was that she's up and disappeared. So again, this is going to be a lot of things that happened that I can't explain. But cops say that they encountered her in, I'm trying to remember which state it was. In Jackson Hole, somewhere near Jackson Hole, Wyoming. What is it? National Park. Grand Teton. There we go. Grand Teton National Park.
Tetons. She
was parked in the middle of the road. That was it. And so the cops go, hey, what's all this? And then she floored it and ran. So they chased her because, that's what you got to do.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Yeah, they chased her for 3 hours and then finally used spike strips to stop her car, after which she went off the road into a ditch full of snow, which is relevant because when they pulled her out, they took her to jail and they charged her with, I got to go to the other article.
Cockiness?
No, but that was the FARC headline. If only there was a word for this kind of behavior. But the charge was really Wyoming specific, though. See, look at that. She looks great. Look at that. Anyway, they charged her with, it was a really weird one. Damn it. I wish I could highlight these things so I could just scroll
there
down.
You go. You can see the true self.
She was cited for operating a
non-over snow vehicle in an over snow route.
Yeah, that's what they charged her with.
They forced her into
having her tire chains on or something.
It's Wyoming, man. I have no idea what any
non-over snow vehicle. I guess like you're in snowmobile territory, ma'am.
Yeah, what are you doing out here with that tread?
She's a young lady. She just what did she do? She trademarked the word cocky.
Well, we'll get to that. So
running from the police.
Yeah.
Who cares about
promises
the
me
get to the
about the
part.
Get to the cock. He keeps promising the cock, and this is much like my weekends, and I'm getting disappointed again, Drew.
Whoa. There you go. Well, so what happened was that
now stop. Stop the show. All right,
getting hot in here.
Part, then we'll get to Christine.
All right, there you go. So what happened was that she left detention. They let her walk on her own recognizance. Apparently, this is why this took 2 articles, because the last one stopped with she trademarked cocky. We'll get to that coming up. So I was like, okay, well, this was like 6 days ago. So what's happened since? Well, getting more interesting. It turns out she walked out the door of the jail, went home somehow, picked up all her pets, took them to an animal shelter and dropped them at the front door without going in, turned back around, went to the airport, flew to Salt Lake City, Utah, got off the plane in Salt Lake City, Utah, bought a new phone at Verizon, and then disappeared. And the cops are like, so where's she at? And then so they decided that they had probable cause. They pinged her phone. She's in Hawaii. Why? We don't know.
Why not?
There's a lot to go through for driving off of a non-snowed vehicle.
Well, so it turns out the reason why they're so interested is because apparently, based on other behavior that none of these articles mention, but I can imagine, they think she's a danger to herself based on other things that happen.
I mean, is she? She's hanging in Hawaii. She responsibly gave her dogs to a place that would take care of them. What is the problem?
She bought a phone.
Maybe she just wanted to start afresh.
Yeah, maybe. So onto the cocky thing. So it turns out,
thank you.
The cocky part.
The cocky part.
This is
she's
the
a
only
romance
interesting
novelist.
part, by the way.
Oh, I know. You're right. So here you go. Here's her books. They're all start with cocky. So we got Cocky Roomie here. So she's also written Cocky Heart Surgeon, Cocky Cowboy. So I kind of get it. Like if you write 6 books, you can probably get that, I think.
Cocky the Creepy Clown is my favorite from her series.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. That's
You think Stephanie Meyer is upset that she also authored the Werewolves of New York series?
That's what it says. I probably.
Oh, that's amazing.
Is that Alec Baldwin?
Werewolves of New York and the Cocky series. I'm sure it's got to be like the Cocky something. There's got to be a test to it. She can't just trade.
Yeah, that's usually how they work. You can only use it in like the context of like. So my guess is they gave her Cocky in the context of romance novels, which maybe they might give it to you.
Cocky in the title, and you
in the title
must be preceding
in that specific font.
Yeah, in that font, Comic Sans or whatever that is.
Yeah, right. And then a Christine, pictures of Christine.
Yeah, perfect. So there you go. That's where that comes from.
Well.
Yep.
Okay. Well, thanks for that.
Hey, you know what? You know what the good thing about being in Hawaii is? She doesn't need any kind of oversnow anything.
That's a good point.
That is a good point.
Oversnow vehicles not required.
Oh, yeah. Here we go on States Love Jokes on road safety signs. And I, living in Texas, can attest to this because Texas is the first state that I've seen where they actually make puns or they try to be cute. Arrive alive, don't drive. They don't even rhyme it. Anyway, so the feds are not laughing.
Arrive alive, don't drive.
Don't drive.
Just walk. Walking is
I think it says like arrive alive, don't drive angry. And it makes me angry because it doesn't rhyme. Anyway.
Valid. So it turns out that the Federal Highway Safety Administration is getting mad at these funny signs. In particular, apparently they told New Jersey if they keep it up, they're going to lose funding.
People, I'm sure, are actually stopping and taking or slowing down and taking pictures and using their phones, while they're driving.
Probably. So it turns out that the problem is that they are not adhering to, and I'm not making this up because it says in the article here.
Oh, God.
I'm doing this from memory. Apparently they're not adhering to the regulations, which it turns out that there is a 864-page book of rules called the Manual on Uniform Traffic Control Devices.
864 pages?
That's what it says. And apparently not adhering to it. It says you can't use unconventional syntax or cultural references or all kinds of other stuff. Anything that might make you drive off the road laughing, I guess.
Turn around, don't drown.
Yeah,
like that. There you go.
And we're so free. Who was your friend that's worried we're going to take our freedoms away?
He's right.
They're not even allowed to be funny on.
There we go. Ross put
signs.
Another Texas. Yeah, they love their stupid signs here in Texas.
Don't be a crash dummy. Drive sober. They're not allowed to say that?
No, well, in New Jersey anyway. Apparently New Jersey's been abusing it a little bit, which I wouldn't be.
Jersey's an asshole.
New Jersey, their Twitter feed is on fire. So they are some funny motherfuckers there.
It's got to be the same guys, I think.
They have an amazing Twitter feed.
I like they said that they busted Tennessee with this one. Ain't nobody got time for a wreck. Slow it down. Oh, man. They can't be doing that.
What's wrong with that?
Oh, no.
You can't say ain't.
Yeah.
Nobody got time for that. You can't say that.
Yeah.
That's
popular cultural or slang. No slang.
Only Rudolph should drive lit.
Yeah.
Plan a sober ride.
Yeah, see?
I've seen that one before. Yeah, so Ross put one in the comments. No Valentine, your seatbelt will hold you.
Yeah, so it turns out that they've started a study now to find out whether or not making them funny does make people pay more attention. So far, the early results are it does. It really works.
Yeah, because it's more memorable.
Yeah.
Your little reminder up there when it makes you chuckle. And also, like, let's just start putting stop looking at this fucking sign and pay attention to the road. How about that? Is that allowed?
I like that one too. That's pretty
good. Can we put that one up there? Who's this? The Federal Highway Administration?
Yeah, apparently they're all no fun over there.
Mayor Pete, is that the transportation secretary's deal? Oh, that guy's in a
yeah, Mayor Pete. We need him to get on this and
boy,
cut these regulations.
Train troubles.
That's an Indiana guy.
Yeah, he's got train troubles. That's right. He's more.
He does have train troubles.
The state of Ohio is not too keen on old Mayor Pete right now.
No. He personally erected the train.
Well, you know, I've trained with faulty bearings that clearly wasn't.
And now from the Cowboy State Daily,
I just wanted to read
every day.
We'll come back to these pictures in a second.
I mean,
Bill is making it easier to throw axes and rope chickens while drinking alcohol in a Wyoming
wait a minute
law.
You mean it's legal to throw axes and rope chickens in Georgia, but it isn't in Wyoming?
No, it's not legal to drink alcohol while you do it.
Not the alcohol.
Each state has their own ideas.
I'm pretty sure all the axe throwing places in this state are.
Look at that chicken, though. That chicken is.
So I was like, I read this wrong at first. I was like, oh, rope chickens. Got it.
Oh, that's an O. Rope.
It's an O. Yeah, that matters. Context, if you read another word in there, it's really weird.
It's quite different when you've been drinking, Drew.
It's not the same. I'm like, what the hell?
They're raping chickens with axes in Wyoming.
They got to do it sober up there, apparently.
Anyway, look, guys, if you're going to do this to a chicken,
you better damn well be sober while you do it.
Be sober so you can think about it. Yeah. So because my kids love going axe throwing, and they do serve beer. That's the best part for me. The roping chickens thing, I was like, that's interesting. Now that I know that's not what I thought it was.
Hard. It's going to be so hard.
Chicken.
So I had to look this up.
The chicken, Roz.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there, isn't it? Yeah. So I was looking this up because here's the photo of it, and I'm like, okay, well, that looks hard.
Look how tiny that noose is.
I know.
Lasso, I guess is what it's called.
Yeah,
we know what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at your photo check. So I was like, man, what is roping chicken? So apparently you can do it with more than one person at the same time on one chicken, and so somebody's trying to get the neck, and then everybody else is trying to get like a foot. And then I guess when you get it, you pick it up off the ground and you win a prize or points or something.
Yeah, you eat it. That's dinner.
Yeah, the chicken is the prize. It's fucking dinner.
Yeah, you caught it, you get to eat it.
And then you throw the axe at it.
Yeah.
100%.
You put it up here on the bullseye.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Spread it like Jesus with his wings out.
I can't imagine a chicken's going to last very long in a come rope this chicken pen.
I've bet not.
I mean, I almost feel like in Wyoming that it should actually be part of the rodeo. Like, get as drunk as you can and see how many chickens you can capture in a set amount of time.
A drunk rodeo would be the best rodeo.
I would absolutely attend that.
Because you do shit like this. Yeah, you had to get the chicken roping. And you don't even need a bull.
No.
Like get an old milking cow out there for some drunk to try to ride around on.
Yeah.
That would be far more entertaining than the actual rodeo.
With no rope or no spurs or nothing. Just try to ride that cow, drunkie.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
See how long you can get on that cow's back.
Yeah. So anyway, the good news is that Wyoming's about to make it legal to do this while drunk. So I guess we're going to head to Wyoming.
I guess we're taking a road trip to Wyoming.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I bet Tennessee has all this.
I've never roped. I've never heard of the chicken roping one.
Me neither. Great. I'm so glad it was rope, not anyway.
I can't believe you thought they were raping chickens.
Well, I misread it. You know how it goes. You're like moving too fast, and you're like, "What's that say?"
America surprises you sometimes.
Roping, and finally,
and Corgi Beach Day barks up a new tree, but switches coastal cities.
Oh no!
Where is it happening now?
Yeah.
Here's video from last year.
Oh, they're so low.
So it was in Oregon.
Well, it still is in Oregon. They just moved it from Seaside, to Seaside, wherever that is from, wherever it was before. But they said it started out as a joke. A bunch of friends got drunk. They all had corgis, so they brought them, and it's grown to. Said there were 1,200 people showed up last year and 500 corgis. And the town that they're holding it in is too small, so they're like, well, we better move to the greater metropolitan Seaside area. So in case you're wondering where that's going.
Aww,
hey, whatever happened to them royal corgis after the queen died?
Oh, they got buried with her.
They got buried, yeah. They're dead.
Put one in their heads.
Yeah,
all dead.
they got buried with her.
Yeah.
They're all dead. They didn't make it.
That's good.
There you go.
It's best that way.
It is. I mean, that's how you're supposed to do it.
How about all them Range Rovers?
My corgi to beach corgi day.
That was the last story.
That was it. Yeah, we were a little light. I mean, they were just
very let down.
Yeah.
Are you wearing some sort of puppy ears on your head?
Yeah, I've been wearing these the whole time.
I wasn't here for the beginning.
Ever since she beat the shit out of her lawyer and that she's in disguise.
That's what she was fighting for.
Yeah. No, I went to a farm last weekend. For those of you who saw, and I actually held a chicken. I didn't need a rope to catch one.
But you could have.
Did you run and catch the chicken with your hands?
I didn't have to run. I just cornered it. It was a silky.
I just want to point out that in the photo we were examining earlier, see, she's holding the dog ears. Look at that.
Yeah, look.
Right there in her hands. That's what they're fighting over.
She's cornering her lawyer right now.
Yeah,
just like she did with the chicken.
And a pig bit me.
Yeah, as he went. She looks delicious.
That's right. Yeah.
He was mean, but I loved him.
There's a Corkana. Those should be good.
Yeah. So good stuff.
If you want to hold chickens, you can come to my place. This is the view from.
What's the count?
Look at these little teenage chickens.
How many you got?
Yeah, they're growing up. 6 right now.
6, okay.
We're building the coop.
Are you getting more? You're just gonna stop there.
No, that's it for now. We're gonna build a coop and then wait for it to warm up a little bit to put them outside. So they're in this little area that they can easily get out of now.
Where are they?
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, I should
because my friend is actually, she built the coop first, Dill, and she's going to pick up the chickens next weekend. So where exactly are your chickens right now?
In a little space, like a little holding pen, so to speak.
They live in an oven.
Office with pea pads.
Oven, yeah.
And when
boiling water.
Yeah, no, they're in the house. They're in her office, so
they're in the kitchen.
It's a little rotisserie situation going on.
It is. Are you gonna rope them when they get older?
Hell no, I'm not eating these chickens. Those eggs are worth big dollars.
Rope them.
Just get the little lassos out and like chase them around.
Train them to be really good at avoiding the rope.
Yeah.
Like you train your chickens to evade the rope.
And then enter them in the rodeo.
Take it from the guy.
Chicken cam.
You do need a chicken cam.
Get a lot of votes for this drunk rodeo thing.
You are, yeah, man. What's going? When's this drunk rodeo going down that you're now being signed up to do?
Yeah,
it starts tomorrow and it ends when it ends.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Let's do this.
Come on down to Dill's Drunk Rodeo.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Choke your chicken like the rest of us.
We're just choking chickens. We barebacking cows.
At least you're roping them. Anyway.
Hey, so I missed your birthday party while I was in Alabama, Drew.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I remember the first half of it.
Oh.
Nice. I went. I got drunk.
Nobody asked you, Dill.
Yeah, Dill came down.
I don't care. I'm telling you the story. I got drunk. Drew got drunk.
Yeah. I got wrecked. I literally don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember multiple conversations that I had. They weren't bad. They were actually kind of boring, but I was like, oh, okay, I don't remember that. Woke up at noon. So, yeah, it was good.
Well, good.
Part of the problem was I was drinking gin and soda, trying to not get too drunk, but the bar kept giving me gin in a glass, and I'm like, well, this is not going to work. So, well, then it gets worse. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, there we are.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
That's the end of the night. Look at Drew.
It's me falling over.
My main goal in Alabama was basically to just party. So it's kind of funny as you go through my photo album from Alabama, like I just get more and more unhinged as I get drunker and drunker and drunker. And yeah, it's a great weekend.
Same thing happened to me.
Why were you in Alabama?
Work.
Lost a bet.
What do you do again? We didn't remember last week.
Yeah, Lucky was asking me. I'm like, I don't know. I have no idea.
Nobody knows.
I have no
marketing.
Clue. Oh, that's why I don't know.
Who are you marketing for?
Nexus. Liquid Web.
Yeah, what
Nexus.
is that?
We're a web hosting company.
Web hosting company.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You do marketing for them.
That must be the reason none of us have ever heard of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's just getting going.
Just
getting going.
Oh, it's just getting going. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, we've been in the business for a while, but we're for grown-ups, Lucky.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, it's a porn
Exactly.
situation. Okay.
It's porn, yeah.
It's porn.
It's adult web hosting.
Is it porn?
It's adult
That's what she said.
transmission.
She said adult web hosting.
It's just, like Drew has his own servers for FARC, right?
Not anymore. We got rid of them.
Oh, you got rid of them. So you use someone else to host, right?
Yeah.
You pay a company. Yes, we're just like that company, but we're for the more advanced user, the more technologically.
Not this shit show.
Not this shit show.
Nobody
is what I meant.
Can't believe I'm talking to you about this.
The host that you graduate to.
How about, Christine, you get Drew all set up and to be a Nexus spokes show, this very show.
Yeah, we can talk about it for like hours.
Set up with all the stuff he needs to make this all tech appropriate for Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Nexus can make this show their little crown jewel.
I'm their crown jewel, Lucky.
Well, you're on the fucking show, so come on.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Right. I'm there. Oh, sorry, Mike. Didn't mean to insult you there.
Well, I think he was freaking out a little bit because I almost thought the suggestion was going to be, why don't we move our servers over to there? And I could just, Mike is like right now, like slamming his head into a wall somewhere.
I know, that's why I was like, sorry, Mike.
No.
No, sorry, Mike.
Why did he agree to that? No.
We're just riffing, Mike.
I don't know who Mike is, but
yeah, he runs all the servers. He's over there.
Sorry, Mike.
I think I met him at your birthday party. Maybe is that?
Yeah, he was there. Yeah, he was there.
Okay, I met that guy.
Great. Well, Mike, can you get this technically?
To be fair, he has nothing to do with this.
No, he's the one that ran Drew's internet, so clearly no.
Oh,
yeah, no, this is all me. So yeah, he doesn't want to do anything.
Just moved them all in December.
Oh yeah,
and it was easy, right?
Hi, Mike.
It was great. We should do it again.
Oh no, I'm getting yelled at. I've probably seen the back of Mike's shirt. I don't know. Have I?
Running away.
Have I?
Yeah, that's true. Probably so.
I drank beers with Mike.
Indeed. The other thing that happened though is so they're giving me full glasses of gin, like the little ones. In order to mitigate this, I was like, okay, if you're gonna give me all gin, then like dump that into a pint glass and then fill that all the way up with soda. And they just put that all the way up with gin. I'm like, fine, screw it. And I drank like 3 of those, and that's why I don't remember what happened.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I have a whole photo album showing me what happened.
So glad I don't drink anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
It was an awesome walk to the Airbnb. It was
brutal,
fun.
man.
Yeah. I think I only fell down 3 times.
Jesus Christ, man!
I don't know. We got you there.
Yeah, that's good. Thank God. Yeah, I woke up in the bed next day. I'm like, huh? How did I get in this bed?
Yeah, how did this happen? Where am I? Who am I?
Where's my pants?
Yeah. What's this taste in my mouth?
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't worry about it.
I say that a lot.
Oh, what is usually the answer, Christine?
And on that note,
we'll see you guys next week.
See you guys next week. Thanks for coming.